President Trump is laying out his next moves in the war with Iran.
We're going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong.
New reaction overnight to the primetime presidential address on the war with Iran.
President Trump struck a triumphant tone, but left key questions unanswered about what comes next. Our Lionel Donovan is live outside the White House this morning with a breakdown of the key moments from that address last night and the reaction it's getting this morning. Lionel.
Good morning, Allison and Simone. Well, as you were saying, folks are still waiting for answers for those questions that were raised from last night's speech, especially when it comes to NATO's future and the role the U.S. will play in that future. Now, during his speech last night, President Trump did say that the war with Iran could end very soon. But as we just heard earlier, he's also warning of intense military action in the coming weeks. He also said that reopening the Strait of Hormuz is not a priority, even as around 20% of the world's oil and liquefied natural gas moves through the strait. Oil prices have passed $100 a barrel since the speech. The president also criticized NATO allies, accusing them of not doing enough. And this isn't the first time. Trump has repeatedly questioned the alliance and even floated pulling the U.S. out. But this morning, NATO leaders are pushing back, making it clear that they do not plan to enter the conflict and say the alliance remains strong.
Build up some delayed courage. Should have done it before, should have done it with us, as we asked. Go to the strait and just take it.
Firstly, NATO is the single most effective military alliance the world has ever seen. And it has kept us safe for many decades, and we are fully committed to NATO.
Now, overnight, Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen reacted to this speech, saying, quote, Trump, as always, lied to us. Over 2 weeks ago, he said we won. If so, then why are we still there? What's next? Meanwhile, Senator Tim Kaine of Virginia and other top Democrats are calling on Congress to pull troops out of harm's way and focus on defense and diplomacy. Back to you.
We've seen Americans say, look, we're waiting for answers from our president, our commander-in-chief, as to why we are at war with Iran, looking for more details on that. Also, the president had mentioned, if there is no deal to end the war, he could be bombing the electrical grid, which would have devastating impacts on the civilian population in Tehran. No details on any of that. All right, Lionel Donovan reporting for us this morning. So much more to break down there. Thank you. President Trump also touched on a hot-button issue for many Americans last night, the economy. Take a listen.
Our economy is strong and improving by the day, and it will soon be roaring back like never before. It will top the levels that it was a month ago.
Despite calls for patience, many Americans say they're not convinced the war will help the economy. A new CBS News poll is showing most expect a negative impact, especially in the short term, with concerns about rising prices and gas.